Hi everyone, this is Scar6 of Offense. Welcome to my first little introduction to what the SIDFX module is about. I have connected my test machine here, my prototype machine, which has two SID chips built in right now. I have put in my Ultimate and I've connected the mini jack output, which you see down here. And I have two switches here where I can say socket 1, socket 2. So I have the old SID here, the new SID in this position, and auto it will use the software to detect which model to use. And over here, if I used both for dual or stereo music, I can select which address space I want it to be in. But for now, in this demonstration, I'll just show it with mono, so we'll be using either left or right side or both chips for the same tune, not 6 channels but only 3 channels. So I'll try to demonstrate how this works. But the easiest thing, and a lot of people is curious about, is how does it look. So let's have a look. Here you have everything. You see the switches have been mounted inside the bread bin. Of course, that's your choice if you want to do it. They come as part of the SIDFX unit. The SIDFX unit is right here. And you see the old SID is here in socket 1 and the new SID is mounted here in socket 2. It doesn't matter which one is where. It doesn't matter if you have the same model or if you decide to have 6581 in both or 2 revisions or whatever you want to combine. The SIDFX module doesn't care. Not at all. Up here on the print you see a small 1 to say this is socket 1 and a small 2 to see this is socket 2, of course. And then you have these 2 clamps that requires no soldering, and they come on a cable or cord which is directly attached to this one when you receive it, so you don't have to solder anything. The last clamp on this motherboard is mounted over here. Put in here, don't ask me why, but on each motherboard there's a different position, or some of the motherboards have a different position, but that'll be explained in the installation guides, so you'll be guided all the way. Lotus has decided to put his mini jack here, so that cord also goes directly to the SIDFX module. This way you have noise-free sound output directly from the SIDFX module to your mini jack, which can go through the cables and directly into whatever speaker system you have for nice stereo. So here's my little setup for this, and I've made a little Christmas setup just to make it happy. And if I go to the game, I've prepared Cybernoid, you can hear how it works. For now, I've put the switch in left, and that means we are going for the left module, which is the old SID. And this is how it sounds. There's not much to hear yet, but pay attention. All sounds good, but the left SID, the right SID, the new SID has a higher volume internally. It has nothing to do with the SIDFX, but the newer SID has an internal higher volume. And you get a more rich sound on this tune. Let's have it here as a solo. Okay, new SID. Both. Now I have stereo. Left side is one SID, right side is the other SID. And now we go back to old SID and try to hear no solo comes now. Then I switch to the new one. Back to the old. New. I can hot swap all I want. No switch in the music. You can't hear the click or anything. That's how easy it is. There's no click in the volume output, so you can't hear it on this one when you switch that one. You get no or anything. You can hear me clicking with the switch because it goes like this. And there you can also hear the... But when the music is playing, you don't hear it. At least I can't. Now, I would like to show you something else, and I'll just need to attach my keyboard again so I can actually hit the keys. Just a sec. Prepared a few things here. For example, this is still work in progress, but the configuration tool. Still not completely done, but you can have an idea of the possibilities. Here you have left setting, center setting, right setting, where you can configure the playback, which modes it's in, what address space it's in, if you want to enable or disable the external output, which is normally part of one of the ports on the back of the 64. Most people don't know about it, but if you disable it, you actually get a more clean sound, so it is muted by default. You can enable it if you use it for something like an external speaker or amplifier or something. And you have the configuration for SID1. You can say it's auto-detected, or you can actually go down and say, no, I want to force it into being this model because for some reason this SID doesn't behave normally, and it is actually one version or another, and I want to force it to be this version. And you can also decide how much you want to boost the Digi boost, or if you only want a Digi boost when you are playing Digi, so it doesn't produce extra clicks in the volume when you don't play samples. And you can say how much, and you can go up and down, so you can find the setting that fits your needs. So you can actually balance the Digi output between the two SIDs mounted in your SIDFX, and the same for the other SID socket, of course, so it's easier to match. So let's say the left SID could have a boost of 6 and the right one could have a boost of 15. It wouldn't be a problem, and you can still play them at the same time in mono mode, so you could use both chips to play Digi at the same time, and this would enable you to balance the output from. So that's one way of doing it, and this is the configuration tool and test tool to see if your SIDFX is working. And there's also a firmware tool which will be sent out if there will ever be a new firmware needed, but for now there won't. So this is the tool you receive with your SIDFX to configure it to your needs and test if it actually works. So I hope you get a little idea of why this has taken so long and what you can expect. The estimated price is going to be €80 due to the fact that we will probably not be able to sell more than around 200 to 300 units, and batches seems to be sold in 5,000 or 10,000 units before the price becomes realistic for batches. So that is the cost involved, and once we have ordered the hardware, they need to be they will not be completely assembled, so we have to do a little testing here in Denmark and make sure that everything is connected as we expected and working. So I think this product is what we are needing, but we can't promise a second batch. So if you think this is something you want, you should really consider if you want to be part of this batch and make a registration with us. I really hope we can get above 300, but I'm not sure if that's realistic. But we'll try, because if we can get a higher amount, we might be able to negotiate a better price per unit, and that would help everyone. So of course we'll lower the price if it's possible, but for now it's €80. Please sign up, send a mail to me on SIDFX-pre-order, or wait for the registration site to be up. I'll try to announce it on all Facebook groups and CSDB and wherever I think it would be well expected. So, and please spread the word. Thank you so much. Scarcix of Offense, Project SIDFX. Looking forward to talk with you all. Bye bye.